We have gotten settled into our Airbnb and we are heading on over to Trader Joe's, which is just a few blocks away. I feel like there are hills here because
the Hollywood Hills.
yes, we are in the Hollywood Hills. That
I
makes
warned
sense.
you, sunset is not flat.
Whew. Okay, I am embedding a workout into my vacation. It's great, but it's so cool to stay in an Airbnb because it feels like, you know, you live here, and it's always been a little, you know, dream of mine to, you know, grow up, move to Hollywood. Ooh, Omen, I gotta see that one. You could see the Chateau Marmont behind me. Such an iconic institution. We got all of our little perishables, and I can't believe I totally forgot, but did I show you guys my shirt? It's so cute. It's the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. You know, I love a good theme. I had to wear it as we entered Los Angeles, so we're making our way back to our Airbnb, going down a little path, and we're just seeing some like really cool architecture in places like the Chateau Marmont and the Hollywood Hills. Oh, okay, this is like making my heart so happy. So we're gonna get ready for the evening and have dinner at the Formosa Cafe. Formosa Cafe is one of those iconic Los Angeles landmarks that everyone knows about and loves. With its gigantic neon sign, red paint lining both the interior and exterior walls of the building, and the option to dine in a once-operable trolley car, there is a reason why this building has been declared a historic landmark. Recently, Formosa received a major renovation that I was happy to hear preserved the integrity of the original restaurant, but gave it a modern update. Although I found the food to be okay, it was decent, I had the most fun with their drinks. I had a blast sipping on really yummy cocktails, pretending that I was Lana Turner, who just so happened to love to visit the cafe for its chop suey. The atmosphere felt really intimate, the staff was incredibly friendly, and the gorgeous decor could be admired from floor to ceiling. I especially loved that the current owners of the restaurant intentionally chose to highlight and honor the creative work of Asian Americans of Hollywood's golden era of filmmaking. Formosa Cafe was actually a very last-minute addition to our travel itinerary, and it's honestly kind of frightening imagining missing out on all of this old Hollywood fun. Good morning. It is our first official full day in Los Angeles, California. And for today's plans, we are going to be more relaxed because driving about 6 hours yesterday was definitely an adventure, but luckily there was very little traffic, which is kind of rare when you get into the LA area. It's known for its traffic. Today, I really wanted to try out a place that I was seeing on social media. That is the Horror Vibes Cafe. It is going to be exactly as it sounds. It has really fun drinks that are inspired by horror movies, and we just don't have these kind of things where I live. So this place is going to be very unique. I'm excited. I haven't had my coffee today. But other than that, we're just kind of sticking to a really mellow, relaxed energy pace today. We're going to be doing some touristy things, hitting up Hollywood Boulevard, which is tourist central. It is not the most glamorous part of Los Angeles in the slightest, but to me, you know, I just wanted to get those touristy things out of the way as an adult. I have been to Los Angeles a few times as an adult, but it's mostly been with friends, and I didn't really plan anything. It was really before I got really good at like planning itineraries and getting things researched beforehand, so I know I'm going to places that I'll really love. So this is like my one time, my one shot to get to all the things that I love that are old Hollywood, that are spooky, giving all those Halloween and horror vibes. Okay, but the grand event today, 100% is going to be getting dinner at Musso and Frank Grill. Literally, so excited. I've been there one time with my mom. It was a million years ago. It's such an iconic establishment in Los Angeles. It's been here for ages. It's most recently featured in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is a Quentin Tarantino movie I watched last night. It's not the first time I've seen it. In that movie, I really love it. I think it is an ode to old Hollywood. It has all of the vibes I want. And that ending, I will say nothing about, but it is the most amazing because there's nothing that makes me more sad when I think about old Hollywood history. There's a lot of things to be sad about, but one big thing is like the murder of Sharon Tate by the Manson family. That was just, like I think about that and I get so heartbroken. And there are many, many tours that I found, lots of experiences in Los Angeles and Hollywood, that people are making pretty penny marketing to people, going on these tours to go see the Manson family murder spots and the murder houses. And this is where Sharon Tate died. And this is where, the Manson family did X, Y, and Z. I don't know what I would be getting out of that, to go see the house where Sharon Tate was murdered. I think I feel sadness enough thinking about it and reading about it. I really don't know what that would give me, except I guess, I'm just gawking, right? I'm paying people money to share and show me things that, I already know. And it just feels icky. But, no shame to anybody who's done those kind of things before. I've done those kind of things before in the past. I probably will again, but But like you set the chicken with yourself, sometimes things feel right and sometimes things feel wrong. Everywhere you looked, there was some type of reference to a horror movie or book. I don't think I've seen a themed menu with that level of attention to the books and to the movies. I got the Frankenstein latte, which was pistachio flavored. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so yummy. I think that it's sometimes a little hit or miss for me when it comes to pistachio flavored coffee drinks, because I feel like it's a little bit too nutty and not sweet enough for me. And this one gave me the little taste of a French macaroon that's pistachio flavored, which is one of my favorites. It's a really small place, but I really hope that because they have such amazing, tasty drinks and food items, that maybe in the future they'll be able to expand and open up a larger place. And now we're off to be our best Hollywood tourist selves. When I think of Los Angeles, I immediately think of Hollywood. And when I think of Hollywood, I imagine a modern fantasy land that I've built up in my head to be this very romanticized view of the city. However, I am very aware that expectation does not meet reality. But it's just too much fun not to imagine the history that I've studied throughout my life being lived out on these streets, or to feel the echoes of those dreamers who once came before me to this iconic boulevard of broken dreams that rise, that fall. It's a tale as old as time. Hollywood Boulevard is the perfect place to rub shoulders with glamorous ghosts of movie-making past. They're around every corner. You have 3 theaters on the same block built by the same developer during the 1920s: the El Capitan, the Egyptian, and the Chinese. These are where the first Hollywood movie premieres took place during the silent film era, like with 1922's Robin Hood, which was the first star-studded premiere hosted at the Egyptian Theater. Its gorgeous exterior has been lovingly restored to its original design by the American Cinetech, who runs this theater today. Grauman's Chinese Theater has to be my favorite theater of the 3. I remember watching 1937's A Star is Born with Janet Gaynor for the very first time as a young girl. Of course, I had stars in my eyes and daydreams of moving to Hollywood when I was an adult, but the scene from that movie that sticks out in my head the most is when she just arrives to Hollywood and she's fresh off the bus from living previously in her farm town. With a suitcase in hand, she finds herself right next to the Grauman Chinese Theater, looking at all those handprints and footprints on the ground, dreaming that one day hers will be there as well. It was actually Charlie Chaplin who first broke ground at this theater in 1927, and Hollywood lore tells us that the first footprints were accidentally placed by silent film star Mary Pickford's dog, Zorro. And that's how the tradition of immortalizing Hollywood's brightest stars in cement first began. You can find the foot and handprints of many celebrities. It's part of the fun of coming to this theater, is trying to hunt down some of your favorites. And my faves definitely have to be Marilyn Monroe's and Mary Pickford's. We did a whole lot of walking today, so it's nice to have a little moment to kick up our feet. But we can't rest for too long because we do have 5:45 p.m. reservations at Musso and Frank's. But let me show you what I'm wearing tonight. I'm really excited. The weather has been kind of, on the colder side, so it isn't the best for going out into the world, showing your legs, wearing a dress, but I have been persevering. So let me show you what I'm wearing. It's really cute. It's giving a little Morticia Adams. I love the sleeves, so cute. So it's not the warmest thing ever, but I wanted something that was very 1950s, 1940s. We look adorable as all heck. I don't think I'm able to film inside because I think they have like a no recording policy, but we'll see what footage I can include. A quick moment for a little outfit change. I really wish that Musso and Frank's would allow people to film and take photos outside of their booth, but they have a very strict policy. I think it has something to do with the fact that in the past, or even still today, you do have a lot of celebrities and famous people who go there to eat and hang out, or even have like their business meetings. It was really delicious, like 5-star everything. Drinks, service, food. Both me and Thomas were just like over the moon, so happy, in love with everything. And because it was my birthday, they gave us this like really delicious, like seriously, the most delicious brownie I've ever had with ice cream on top. Oh my gosh, it was like warmed up, it was amazing. And also at the very beginning of our dinner service, they handed me this birthday card, and it was just the most special thing. Ahead of time, you do tell them that you are celebrating a special occasion, and I didn't expect that at all. I didn't know that. I didn't read that online anywhere. And you best know I'm going to be scrapbooking that in my hobby journal. Now we are off to live my best Mave Fly life. Going to go see some Tiki bars in the Los Angeles area. And if you've seen my Salem haul, you know that I picked up an amazing, fantastic necklace made from actual spider webs from one of the stores called Coven. And this is actually the first time that I'm ever wearing it out in public, so it's very special to me and just a fun little memory. That's why I love souvenirs so much and buying things when I'm traveling, because you have those memories with you and I get to wear them, and it's just a beautiful reminder. The next day, we scheduled a morning tour of the Hollywood Forever Cemetery with their official tour guide, Carrie Bible, who was incredible at respectfully bringing to life the long-gone cast of characters buried on this sprawling property. If you're into romanticizing Hollywood as much as I am, but with sound ethical considerations, then this is an essential addition to your travel itinerary. The cemetery itself was actually founded in the 1800s by migrant Midwesterners who had come to the area, but once the 1920s hit, the film industries had started popping up in Los Angeles, making a very abrupt change for this cemetery. You can actually see Paramount Studios sitting right next to the cemetery from many vantage points on property. And I was really surprised to learn that the studio actually is located on property once owned by Hollywood Forever. My favorite part of the tour was getting to hear such diverse stories of Hollywood's past. And it's really clear with her tour that she goes to great lengths to humanize the people who are often talked about in very one-dimensional ways within Hollywood lore. It's a tour that I believe no matter how much information you come in with before starting it, you will definitely leave with new nuggets of information that you definitely wouldn't have gleaned from just walking around the property on your own. And I know it's odd to say that it's fun to visit a cemetery, but with this one, you really get to see that people put so much love and care into designing their final resting place. And that means really showcasing their individuality and oftentimes their sense of humor too. The rest of our time in LA was spent exploring more iconic spots and off-the-beaten-path experiences. If you're getting hungry, but you're still in the mood for a hearty helping of history, we visited 2 historic eateries in the Los Angeles area. Pink's was founded by Paul Pink in 1939, and it has remained at its current location since then, serving as this pastel beacon of Hollywood's heyday. Signed celebrity headshots line the walls, and it's been featured in many movies such as Mulholland Drive and 2011's The Muppets. Walking into the Rainbow Bar and Grill felt like I stepped straight out of a time machine and into my mom's favorite hair metal music videos of the 1980s. Rainbow's claim to fame is its heavy metal history, and that's still what it's known for today. And if you're looking for more unique LA watering holes, make reservations for an evening at the Obscure Distillery for an educationally entertaining spirit tasting in a location that was definitely giving Haunted Mansion vibes. Just trust me on this one. This is the place where I tried Genepi for the very first time and became quite obsessed, completely in love with it. The allure of this experience is not knowing what's in store for you. I will say very little about what went down, but it was obvious to me that it's a place run by incredibly passionate and creative people. And have I mentioned the museum options in LA? They did not let me down. Come on, who doesn't love dinosaurs? You could easily spend a full day at the Natural History Museum learning about LA's prehistoric past, chock full of exhibits about underwater creatures and gigantic T-Rex creatures. Although we saw a lot of families with small children, I definitely feel like it's a place geared more toward teens and adults by the text-heavy exhibits, which I greatly appreciated because I came with my thinking cap. I was ready to absorb and learn. The insect section was another standout experience at the Natural History Museum. You really get up close and personal with some really gross-looking creepy crawlies. There has to be a word in the English dictionary for that feeling you get when you're utterly disgusted, but you also can't get yourself to look away. You're utterly fascinated against your better judgment. That's exactly how I felt when I was standing in this room filled with all these bugs. Visiting the La Brea Tar Pits, which is both an outside and inside experience, is definitely more appropriate for children, but still I found it incredibly informative for myself. I didn't realize what went into the fossilization process, which consists of a whole lot of luck. And the fact that humans today know what we know about prehistory because somehow nature miraculously has this process for preserving, it just blows my mind. So needless to say, those 2 museums I nerded out so hard on. On our final day in Los Angeles, we ventured out into nature for a 2.5-mile hiking trail loop located in Griffith Park. I really wanted to see these old abandoned zoo structures located within it. And I honestly credit this trail with getting me into hiking because this made me feel like such a little urban explorer. But oftentimes, abandoned places are illegal for people to venture out into. This one wasn't. It's public, it's open, and it's something that, they really want you to go visit. They have, picnic tables. There's a parking lot where you can, even more easily access this without having to do the hiking trail itself. But we wanted the full experience. And although it's now a picnic area, the original zoo opened in 1912 and was expanded in the 1930s. But by the end of the 1960s, a new and more ethically sound zoo opened up nearby, which is actually where the current LA Zoo is today. Visiting this abandoned site was very high up on my list of LA experiences. It's so wild to imagine animals actually living in these tiny cages and confinements, and the decrepit state of these deteriorating structures only adds to the creepiness factor. There's nothing quite like combining my love of history and adventure together when I create these travel vlogs. Thank you for joining me on this glamour-filled journey across the Los Angeles area. Click here to watch my week-long vlog where I visit Salem, Massachusetts for the very first time as I hunt down hocus-pocus filming locations and learn more about the lore surrounding America's witch city.